official healthcare provider for the Falcons. Welcome live, everyone. On a Thursday night, we are on campus at Daytona State College, revved up and ready to go for a big end. Lady Falcons of Daytona State set to host the Eagles from Polk State College. And Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. And welcome aboard inside our studios. Alongside my partner, Ted Sofianos, I'm Tom James. Great to have you with us here tonight. And Ted, these two schools split their regular season matchups. This is the rubber match for an opportunity to advance to the regional final. That would be on Saturday.
Correct, Tom. And Daytona State did have that shutout in the last game. Now we're looking at some pretty decent conditions out there, considering this is going to be a great night for soccer. It's going to be a little bit slick, though, I think.
A little slick, a little bit of rain today, a misty atmosphere, and it's kind of cool out there as well. Let's take a look at the roster, the starting lineups for the visitors from Polk State. A lot of firepower out there, and of course, Tuzolino in goal. And of course, the head coach for Polk State College, Jessica Belli, there she is, and she is in her first season at the helm for the Eagles. And for Daytona State, the home team this evening. And wow, Bodie in goal, and really the firepower offensively, Ted, if you look at it, Sheehan and Trujillo, the ones who are the goal scorers for this team.
Right, Trujillo. But I must say that Polk State, their stats are looking pretty good as far as their firepower as well. So this is going to be a great matchup because now they've gotten to know each other a little bit more. Third time playing, as you mentioned, the rubber match.
No question about it. This is a team that started the season very hot, the Polk State team. Maggie Manville, the head coach for Daytona State. She's been with this program since its inaugural season back in 2016, serving as the assistant coach, a goalkeepers coach. Now it's her team, and a team that has obviously been through a lot, but here they are. A 2-3 record, 1-3 in conference play against this Polk State College Eagles crew. A great season in the regular season for Polk State, 6-2-1, coming off a scoreless tie in their last match.
Oh, yeah, and Manville, I mean, she's got a great story past. I mean, as a goalkeeper, you know, obviously, if she was a goalie formerly, oh, those goalies must go through the drills because she's, I'm sure, very particular being a goalie, you know, once herself.
No question. As we are underway, Falcons with a takeaway. Our two 45-minute halves here at Daytona State. Fantastic night for soccer, Teddy. Great to be with you again, working together on another great Daytona State athletics matchup. We do a lot of basketball, we do some soccer together, and these two teams are definitely coming into this one ready to play.
Oh, I'm fortunate. I'm fortunate to be with Tom James. Always enjoy the time we have together here.
Bonnie Lou Pyatt had it for a moment. As you see, Da Silva for Polk State. Ball works back across midfield. The Falcons with a shot on goal that just sails high.
Just whizzed.
Foot. Yeah.
Wow, right over the crossbar. I mean, she got a good strike on that.
Megan Sheehan, the sophomore midfielder from Cork in Ireland.
I imagine Cork is a bit cold to play in those wintry, well, I mean, do you ever get out of winter if you're in Northern Ireland? My goodness.
Well, and the cloud cover, a little bit of rain and mist, that is kind of like home for her. These conditions here this evening. As you see, Peyton Vasquez, the freshman from Orlando, throwing it in. Opening 2 minutes here the first half in this battle between the Falcons and the Eagles. Again, the Region 8 Conference semifinals here tonight.
Looks like right now both teams just kind of feeling each other out. Possession has almost been about 50-50 thus far. Very early into the game at just the 2-minute mark. Just a little bit of trivia for you, Tom. So, you know, you might have seen Bart Sasnett. He's the men's head coach here for Daytona State. We could see him a little while ago supporting the Lady Falcons here for the Region 8 semi-conference game. And so they've just picked up a new assistant coach. His name is Joe Avalone. Played with UCF, was the original Orlando Lions, on that team. Coached the Craze NPLS team and also director of coaching for Florida Craze Crush Youth Club. So he's been around, and I'm sure Daytona State is happy to have him.
I remember Joe Avalone and the Orlando Lions during my time at UCF. So good to see a familiar face, and it was a great team in the Orlando area.
Having a sound problem. Think we're back on.
It'll belong to the Falcons. Of course, we talked about, Ted, how these two clubs met each other twice in the regular season. The first meeting back in March, and that was on March 17th on St. Patrick's Day at Polk State College, and the Eagles won that one easily, 4-2. In fact, Daytona State had led that game 2-0, and then saw Polk State come back with 4 consecutive goals to take the lead and never relinquish it.
A couple of interesting stats for Polk. They are 19th in shots. They hit 149 shots this year already. But they've had 2 more games than Daytona State. They've had 7. And their shot percentage, 21.3. They're 6th in the nation with that.
And Isabella Da Silva with a left-footed shot on goal right there, the freshman from Orlando, Olympia High School. So a couple of looks at it from long range for the Falcons here in the early going. Now the Eagles trying to mount a charge. It will belong to Polk State up towards midfield. The second meeting between these two, Daytona State obviously figured something out. They came back and won in a 3-0 shutout on April the 28th. A game that I think gave them a lot of confidence, this Falcons team.
You can hear the chatter out there, which I've always emphasized. I mean, if you don't communicate, if you're not yelling, person on or turn, a number of times, you're not helping your other players who might have their back, to the defender. as they were just now in the Polk defensive area there.
Daytona State really a little bit more of the aggressor here in the opening 6 minutes of the first half. Of course, the Falcons, the Lady Falcons, in the home white uniforms this evening. Polk State in the dark unis. Forced to make a play is the keeper, Tuzolino, the freshman for the Eagles.
Now, for some of you folks at home that just witnessed the goal kick, and you probably noticed that the goal kick did not exit the 18-yard box. That is a new rule change. It used to be that you had to kick it out of the 18-yard box, for those of you who probably remember that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely a feeling out process between the two. What a start to the season for the Polk State crew. They opened up this year winning their first 6 matches. They were absolutely red hot. Starting in early April was when they finally were able to play their first match of the season. And they rattled off 6 consecutive victories. It wasn't until they faced the number 2 team in the country, that's Eastern Florida State College in Lakeland, that they finally suffered their first defeat. That was a 5-1 loss. Brought them back down to earth just a little bit, but again, the opponent, obviously one of the best teams in JUCO in the country in Eastern Florida State. It was after that that they suffered that second loss in their next game 4 days later to Daytona State, 3-0. So after the 6 wins, they suffered 2 consecutive losses.
You know, some of you out there might be watching the same conference game. They've only played 5 games. Well, that's what has happened, unfortunately, in this kind of, hopefully a post-COVID season, as we start to, do better and better with that. And so, if you look at the conference, which the Lady Falcons are in, along with Polk State, there's only 3 in the conference right now because a number of teams just kind of went dormant for this particular year, based on COVID. Just one quick correction. I'm so glad I have some friends out there in the wings letting me know. Bart Sasnett is actually the head coach. All right, so he's doing double duty right now. He's the head coach of the ladies as well as the men. And so the 2 assistant coaches, which we just mentioned, Joe Avalone, and of course we have Maggie Manville as well. So just a correction there, folks. I'm so glad I have some people out there, kind of count on me to get this right. And when I don't, I get a text sometimes. So
there you see Coach Sasnett and the crew, Coach Avalon and Manville, the assistant coaches. Coach Sasnett. He has been very busy this season, Coach Sasnett. Of course, as has everybody trying to adjust, of course, to COVID life over the past year plus. It has been a challenge. And, well, look at that crew right there. They have done a fantastic job of keeping everything together. It's been a challenging year for this team for many, many reasons. As you see the number 14 on the field, and that is to memorialize Erica Dane, a Daytona State player who died tragically this season. So our thoughts and the thoughts and prayers of everybody in the Daytona State family are with Erica Dane and her family. As you see that number 14 there on both sides of the center line of the pitch. Daytona State, of course, 2-3 overall coming into this match here, this semifinal showdown tonight. Daytona State's first 4 matches all were canceled, and a shot on goal, and a nice save by Cassandra Bodie of Daytona State, but a good look from Bonnie Lupayet. The number 23 right there, the freshman forward. She scored a goal against Daytona State in the first meeting of the season this year. And a takedown right there, and let's see what the official says.
Isabella Da Silva there with the foul. Going to get the yellow.
The yellow card. That's right, coming out here in the opening 12 minutes.
Referee was rather quick with that laundry, taking out the yellow.
But here's another look at that
yellow card
right footer
to the Falcons.
Bonnie Lupayet. And right there in position, Cassandra Bodie, the sophomore. She's from Melbourne. Here's a great angle of it. Good cross.
She did it. She did great to take that out of the air. It just, happened to go right to the keep. Keep made a good, good reflexive stop there.
Coming in for the Falcons, number 17.
How about the camera crew with those angles?
Always do a tremendous job, this crew. Joanna Boyven putting it into play. And an easy play for Bodie in goal. She has started all 5 games this season, Cassandra Bodie. 2.0 goals against average, 10 total goals allowed. Talked about Daytona State's schedule and COVID and the first 4 games of the season being canceled. Their first regular season game was that initial matchup here against Polk State, which they lost 4-2. Lost their first 2 matches. The second one was to Eastern Florida State. Again, a lot of people have lost to Eastern Florida State College this season, Ted. But
right.
Then Daytona State got it turned around with a victory over Polk State.
Yeah, they might be hitting all cylinders right now as they've kind of gone a little bit deeper into the season. So, I'm sure that they're feeling rather confident after shutting out Polk State just, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. 2 of Daytona State's 3 losses have been to Eastern Florida State College, and the other one to Polk State. They've got wins over Polk State College and also Cape Fear last Saturday. That was up in Wilmington, North Carolina.
Nick Nolte movie, if I remember.
That is correct.
Robert De Niro.
Great memory.
Unfortunately, there's too many facts up there that factoids that I shouldn't.
You never know when they will come in handy. Into the 14th minute, first half. We're live. Daytona State College Soccer Stadium here on campus. Polk State College and Daytona State College in the semifinals with the opportunity to advance to the regional final. And that will be Saturday evening, 6 o'clock live.
Yeah, this is basically a one-and-done game. Both teams, I think, even though we're almost 15 minutes in, still kind of feeling each other out, I think. There's been, right now, probably the best opportunity was for Polk State.
Lupayet puts it ahead there at midfield. Polk State looking to make a run. A couple of shots on goal for the Falcons, one for the Eagles here in the early stages of this match.
I was comparing rosters just a little while ago. prior to the broadcast.
Halifax Health is partnering with DSC to provide assistance for the education you need to start your healthcare career. Find out more at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment.
And as I was saying, so Daytona State has a lot of homegrown players, a lot of youth here, or young ladies rather, from you got Jensen Beach and Ormond and Orlando and Sarasota and Okeechobee. But yet they do have 5 international players. Cork, as we mentioned before, Dundalk, Louth, Ireland, Madrid, Spain, San Pedro Sula, Honduras, and this is not international, but just across the state lines over there in Canton, Georgia.
That's right. Corner kick there from Boyven. Unable to make anything out of it, Polk State. So a little bit of an international flair, as you mentioned, for this Falcons team. Conversely, only one of the Eagles players from Polk State is from outside of the United States. Possible opportunity to take down there. Let's see what the official says.
Looks like he's going to take out the can of paint, march him back 10 yards.
Let's see it again. From the field level angle. Was Joanna Boyven getting tangled up there. Here's Boyven. She's been very active here in this first half on both ends of the field. So a look at it for Daytona State. And a shot on goal and taken easily by Michaela Tuzolino, the freshman from Brandon, Florida, in goal for Polk State College. Good effort from Elena Diaz-Trujillo. She is from Madrid, one of those international players,
right,
as you mentioned, for Daytona State. A freshman. She scored a couple of goals this season. Still looking for our first goal of the evening in this match between these two state rivals. And here's a big cross collected by Bodie. Bodie faced 5 shots, turned them all away in the win over Polk State back on April the 28th, a couple of weeks ago. In that shutout. Clean sheet.
I was mentioned before that Daytona State has 2 less games played at this point in the season. Kind of hard to find games really, kind of during this kind of COVID interesting situation that we have, and that's throughout all sports, especially with JUCO that we've noticed 2-year programs. You had mentioned about Trujillo as a goal scorer for Daytona State. So you have Johnson and Logan Fernandez, who is playing right now for Polk. Johnson, who did not start, has 7 goals, and that's the top goal scorer for Polk State. And Logan Fernandez with second with 5 goals so far this season.
And Johnson, you talked about, had a hat trick in a 4-0 win over Florida College a little bit earlier in the season. So what a night that was for her. And a free kick. Headed out of there. Megan Sheehan. And getting Daytona State reset will be Cassandra Bodie. Just to follow up on this international flair that we had talked about, just the one player for Polk State not from the United States, and that is Gabriela Vargas. She is a sophomore forward from Colombia. She is and it's in the net. Daytona State has struck first. off the foot of Megan Sheehan. Her third goal of the season.
The Falcons goal scored by number 15, Elena Diaz.
Take another look at it. It's Elena Diaz. Trujillo with the great shot, beating the keeper,
For
Tuzolino.
the Falcons, number 3, Isabella da Silva.
That was hit with pace. Great move. Here's the replay, and bang with the left foot. And since I'm a lefty, you know I enjoyed that goal. I don't care what team it would have been, of course. But,
Splitting the defenders, getting into space, and rocketing that ball over the head of Tuzolino and into the back of the net. And the Falcons strike first here on this Thursday night in the Region 8 semifinals. A key goal for Daytona State here early.
Yeah, the Polk goalie got caught out just a little bit too close to that 6-yard box, which is the inner perimeter from the 18. And just a really great strike right there. And you got 1-0 in Daytona State's favor.
So how will Polk State recover from that? Of course, remember that in the first matchup between these two teams, it was Daytona State that scored the first 2 goals, only to see that lead snuffed out with the Eagles coming back to win. Falcons blew a 2-0 lead in that first matchup and lost it 4-2.
Right now, Polk State with numbers in the defense. How about the look of that field? Looks gorgeous. Makes me wish I was still able to play again, Tom.
Get down there on the pitch, a beautiful green on this Thursday night. And a bump from behind to Diaz from Dorothy Alvarado right there. Elena Diaz from Madrid. Again, coming up with the first goal here in the 20th minute this evening, scored 2 goals earlier in the season. So she is one of the ones on this Falcons team with the firepower. No surprise that she's the one that put it in the net.
Oh, yeah. Elena Diaz Trujillo, wearing number 15 today. This is a dangerous ball. Looks like it's going to be left-footed, going to be an in-swinger.
It's McKeague, just a freshman, number 11. With the left foot, chips it up and over the crossbar.
Yeah, I think she was trying to leave that just a little bit near that 6-yard box corner.
Naomi McKeague from Dundalk, Ireland, to Dundalk Grammar School there, number 11.
Is it Dundalk? Boy, I've never. Yeah, it's a tough one to pronounce. I'm glad you were trying it rather than me.
Five shots on goal for the Falcons. One of them has found the back of the net. Just 2 shots for Polk State so far, and they have yet to blast one past Bodie. Perhaps another opportunity here for Polk State this time. They're trying to tie this match up.
You might have seen De Silva just a minute ago. She took the ball, controlled it, turned on the dime. Here she is defending right there. Number 3, real talent as a midfielder. Freshman out of Orlando. Just about 45 minutes down the I-4 corridor from Daytona State, where the field is here.
Yep. gorgeous facility here to hold this semifinal showdown tonight. Here's Fernandez.
Going to be a goal kick. Yeah, I can remember, Tom, being here at the college for the groundbreaking for that wonderful stadium, and it's just as I was mentioning, amazing facility. You also have, the NGCAA tournament that came here in 2018. This is not only renowned around the area here, but it is known as one of the, better stadiums throughout the country in JUCO schools.
Well, without question, and definitely the best scoreboard. As we go past midfield, and you see the great screen and terrific jewel of this complex is that great scoreboard. Beautiful stadium. Worthy of hosting.
Oh, look at the
this
control
matchup tonight. Yeah.
Look at that control of De Silva. Beautiful.
Yeah, she's terrific. De Silva from Olympia High School in Orlando, just a freshman. Great talent. "26 minutes played here in the first half. 1 goal on the board, and it came from Elena Diaz, and here's a steal and an opportunity for Daytona State. And Polk State lucky to escape that without giving up a goal. Isabella De Silva had an opportunity, got wrong-footed there and went down. Not able to cash in. Take another look at this one, Teddy.
Oh, surprised. She did not let that loose somewhere around 8-10 yards out. It was right there. She wanted to bring it back to her left foot and cut it in, beat the keeper. I'm sure she thinks, looks back at that and armchair quarterbacks herself and said, oh, my, I should have struck that.
Well, and also, though, terrific. You got to give a tip of the cap to Zanillo, the keeper, for doing a great job of being in a good position to force De Silva to perhaps second guess right there as Tuzolino hauls that one in.
Oh, I think she just kind of made up for that, when she was just a bit out of place on the box there for the goal that was let in. She certainly made up for it right there, for sure.
And another takeaway nearly from Daytona State. Polk State getting a little sloppy with the ball down there in their own end, Ted. And it's going to cost them at some point.
I was just going to make the comment that the ball has stayed in that defensive third of Polk State for quite a while now, and then they just push it up. But there again, Daytona State regains control, and they have numbers.
Given right back to the Eagles. Here comes Bodie to collect that one. As you see the flags blowing, and it is brisk and breezy down there. And cooler than you might expect for mid-May here in Central Florida.
Yeah, Tom, before the game, we were just talking about the weather, and you had mentioned this is one of the coolest Mays that you said that you can recall.
I would say at this far into May, yes. We've had a bit of a nippier winter than is normal. And there's a shot on goal and put on goal by Sheehan, collected by Tuzolino.
I love the emotion. She wanted to cut that back just a little bit further. And, she was a little bit disappointed, but honestly, great attempt. I also never get tired of when, any one of these scholar athletes are called for a foul. They always kind of shrug the shoulders, look at the referee like, what did I do? 90% of the time. That never changes.
know the great sport of soccer is known for that. Flops do happen.
I was blessed to play the game for 45 years. Since the age of, I think, 12, when I started playing competitively.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been able. I was a referee for about 2 years, and I prefer being with you, Tom.
Well, it's an honor to be here in the studio alongside the soccer legend Ted Sofianos.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
That's the honor.
Oh, now you're killing me. No, but I mean the way they go at us zebras. When I used to wear the striped shirt. Oh boy.
Yeah.
It was rather rough.
Yeah, that part of it lasted, what'd you say, 2 years? Yeah. Going from player to official. That'll be an interesting transition.
Anything to make money back then in my early 20s, mid 20s, Tom.
The 31st minute. Sandberg for Daytona State. With a run a moment ago. And it'll belong to the Eagles from Polk State College. There's number 16, Courtney Magnan from Wesley Chapel across the state in the Tampa area.
Magnan, a sophomore, and I'm sure we'll be learning soon about commitments as we go further into the year for a number of these sophomores who will be matriculating to four-year programs.
Sure. And make no mistake, they will be. A lot of great talent. We talked about Sheehan for Daytona State, Diaz as well.
Well, both of these rosters got some great sophomores on them that certainly going to be picked up by, at least some D2 and D1 schools for sure.
Yeah. Look at that pass. With the back of the foot, Sandberg getting tied up down there with the defender. But it'll belong to Daytona State. 13 minutes remaining here in the opening half. Peyton Vasquez right there will throw it in. Opportunity for Daytona State to perhaps add to its lead here on the offensive end. Back it goes to Vasquez down in the corner, confronted by the defender. And a takeaway up near midfield, and the Falcons will control once again, as they have for really the better part of this first half, Ted.
Yeah, I mean, use a term from basketball, the possession arrow has certainly been, not a tremendous amount, but certainly been in Daytona's favor.
There is a left footer that was surprisingly close to finding its way in from Marissa Lee. She is another sophomore to watch to head on to the next level. Marissa Lee has scored one of Daytona State's goals this season.
But you saw that. That
games.
just skidded past, right?
It sure did.
That outside post. And, again, I do think you're going to see that little bit of mist had an effect on that ball. I mean, it just shot right off the ground.
Yep. Sandberg giving chase for the Falcons. Daytona State really controlling the action, tilting the field here at least for the last 15 minutes of this opening half. It was a little back and forth in the opening minutes, but of late it feels like the Falcons have really seized control.
About a minute ago, you might have seen De Silva go down, was calling for the foul, but it looked like the Polk State defender just kind of shouldered her off the ball. I think the referee made a a good no call on that.
Anna Ruth, freshman midfielder, playing it back for Polk State. Now put ahead. Bonnie Lou Pyatt had a shot on goal earlier for the Eagles. May get another look at it as she gives chase to it down in the corner. Great job defensively by Daytona State.
Yeah, good effort to not give up a corner kick there.
10 minutes to play here in the opening half. 1-0 Daytona State. Here's Bonnie Lou Pyatt into the box. And Bodie safely takes care of it. Cassandra Bodie from Vieira High School, the sophomore keeper. Number 1 for the Lady Falcons.
Yeah, that's all about communication right there. Where you saw the goalie Marissa Lee, she let up on it, let the ball coast right over to the keeper's hands.
Tildy Sandberg puts one in on the goal to Zolino. Tuzolino in there has had her hands full in this opening half.
I think she's done very well, though, with the high ball. She's taken them right out of the air.
Yeah.
Shown dominance there in the 6-yard box, as a keeper should.
She definitely has, with the exception of the one goal that was really tough for anybody to play, which was the Diaz goal. It was, you kind of got to tip your cap to Diaz on that one. But yes, she has been great.
I'm only 5'10", Tom, and I think that one would have gotten by me as well. I say 5'10", but, you know, I guess after 5 decades on the planet, almost 6, you lose a half an inch or an inch here or there,
It's
don't
called gravity.
Thanks, Tom.
A couple of new Falcons onto the pitch. Ashton English, number 7. You saw Nia Collins, number 5. Both Collins and English
Subbing
now
into the Falcons,
into the game.
Number 5, Nia Collins.
She scored
7,
a goal.
Ashton English.
Both
And 17,
Collins
Jasmine Johnston.
and English have scored goals. Number 17, Jasmine Johnston, in as well for Daytona State.
Yeah, Nia Collins, number 5, just came in. She's kind of like been the go-to player off, coming off the bench, like the 6th man in basketball.
Mm-hmm.
She's played every game so far. She's been in all 5.
And Nia Collins has scored a goal this season. In the previous matchup, the last one between these two clubs, Collins put 4 shots on goal for Daytona State. And no whistle from the official, says play on.
I don't know about that one. I think I probably would have blown my whistle on that. Good move there.
Yeah, nice acceleration as Polk State tries to make something happen here late in the first half.
Oh, Tom, this could easily be a 1-1 ball game.
Yeah.
If you saw the volley taken out of the air from that cross we saw probably in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Taken away from Bonnie. Great job by Vasquez. There she is. Peyton Vasquez, number 12, moving it ahead. And a threat as Nia Collins works with it here on the near side. Back to Vasquez in the box. And cleared away. This Daytona State team really has shown improvement from game 1 of this season to now. They have become a much more well-oiled machine. Remember, it was Polk State that started the season with 6 consecutive victories, but here is Daytona State now, looking like the team to beat.
Yeah, you never know exactly what the dynamics are, why maybe the slow start, but like you just were mentioning, I mean, they certainly look like they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. A lot of time left, though. As we've seen these games change, as the Falcons, of course, blew that 2-0 lead in the first matchup back on April the 17th. So no lead is safe between these two when they match up. And the coaching staff for Daytona State, Bart Sasnett, Joe Avalon, Maggie Manville. What a great staff, as we've talked about. With less than 5 minutes left to play here in half number 1 in the Region 8 semifinals at Daytona State College and their great soccer stadium. Just have not seen much of a real push from Polk State in quite some time here. The early stages of the half, yes, but not in recent minutes. It's really been dominated by the Falcons.
Right here, there's a good string of passes put together.
Bonnie Lou Pyatt, really the leader of this team in the opening half, if there has been one, but a takeaway in the box and an opportunity, and just wide is the shot right there from Logan Fernandez, number 14, the talented freshman from Winter Haven, had an opportunity to tie this game up, Ted.
Wow. I mean,
Subbing in for the Falcons, number 18, Tilda Sandberg.
You know, the DSC defender got caught right there. That was McKeague. And then a great strike, low post, but not to be. A little disappointed with herself there.
Looked like Nia Collins in there for Daytona State to sort of back up goalkeeper Cassandra Bodie wisely. The shot did go wide, but it changed the target. So Daytona State lucky to escape that without giving up the goal. We've got 3 minutes left here in the half.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the DSC defender just didn't push that ball back to the keeper.
Yeah.
And the keeper might not have said anything. And that's, you know, that's that communication that I was talking about before that you need to have. You know, the keeper is the general on the field. And I believe that was Fernandez again.
Yeah.
With a rifle shot on the crossbar. That's 2. And she is disappointed and a bit angry, as you can see from that facial expression. I don't blame her. 2 great attempts. Could easily be 2-1 right now in favor of Polk State.
Close does not count with a minute and a half left.
And both of those were basically because of just a little bit of sloppiness and miscommunication in the defensive end by Daytona State. So they're going to have to shore that up. Here it is again.
Good look at it right off that crossbar.
Great job, camera crew.
Love that field angle look at it. Lost it. It'll belong right there to Daytona State.
So I think if you're the DSC coaching staff, Tom, I'm feeling pretty good right now, but a little bit nervous.
Well, Polk State has responded, and there is a takedown over in front of the bench. The Polk State bench.
Referee wants a little conversation to occur right now. See if he keeps the laundry in his pocket this time.
As saw there, number 23, Marissa Lee, went down hard.
No card, though.
Free kick for the Lady Falcons. Take another look here. Is Lee with it, and stepping right in front, Logan Fernandez. And crashing to the turf as this one is sent on goal.
And they're going to have to hurry it up. 30 seconds and ticking.
It'll be a corner kick for the Lady Falcons. Perhaps an opportunity for another number to go on the board here before the end of the half. Nia Collins.
10, 9, 8, 7.
7 seconds
6,
to play.
5.
A fight
4,
for it in there.
3, 2, 1.
And
0.
cleared away by Polk State.
that I can't believe what just happened. They're kind of laughing about it, Polk State, because they know what happened. That was a handball. Everybody saw it except the referee.
And nobody called it. Take another look right
That is
here.
the end of the first half. The score.
Right
The
there. On the
Eagles.
left hand, it looked like of Sierra Siepler, the freshman defender from Orlando. No call. And that takes us to halftime. And Daytona State, the Lady Falcons, leading this Region 8 semifinal matchup over Polk State College 1-0. And Halifax Health is a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and is the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic Program. Misty Thursday evening. Well, this amazing facility opened in
growing healthcare industry. Start now by visiting
this amazing facility opened in August.
It feels amazing. I mean, the stands, everything looks great. You know, it's just a plus. I mean, we're a good team, so that just brings us, you know, more energy to play and win.
It feels great coming here. I mean, I was here last year, and the new stadium was something we always looked forward to last year. We were just like, oh, I can't wait to play in our stadium on campus. And the best part is that we have the TV program, so it helps expose our team. We got a really good team, so I'm just excited every time we get to step out here.
We got to find a way to put the ball in the back of the net more consistently when you get those chances. Because when you're playing a good team, you're not going to get that many chances. So you got to maximize your opportunities.
The Daytona State College of Education is forever grateful to Volusia and Flagler County Schools and our collaborative partnership that allows us to spend this exciting time out in the field working with these wonderful students, doing one-on-one reading instruction 4 days a week.
Daytona State has definitely prepared me for being a teacher with all the field work that we've been able to experience through the program, as well as the support and help from all of our wonderful professors. And being able to work one-on-one with the students has been a wonderful opportunity to experience that already before I get placed in my senior internship.
So today, we're going to learn about something that I think is really fascinating. We're going to be learning about weather balloons.
In the IMES lab, we have state-of-the-art equipment that help us further our research.
We are going to be surveying these seagrass beds here at Oak Hills and looking at how they're changing over time.
I love doing this, coming out into the field and actually getting my hands dirty. And
you get to do everything you've ever wanted to do in a marine biology program. You get to go out into the field and actually do the work.
We are truly building a program here for students that are interested in conducting undergraduate research. It's a rather rigorous program for a two-year college.
I'm going out and studying horseshoe crab populations and seeing where their nesting sites are and how often they nest where they are.
The professors motivate us, they inspire us to continue our research and to better ourselves in the scientific community.
This is much better than sitting in a classroom just looking at pictures and listening to people talk. We get to actually feel and see the plants in their natural habitat.
I love this class. I love everything about it, the learning of the names of the flowers. Now it's like putting a name with a face.
We understand this year has been overwhelming for most of our community. The struggle to take care of yourself and your family. The uncertainty. At Halifax Health, our doors are always open, and we're here to make you feel safe again. We're here so you don't have to hide from your health. We're here to take care of you. Halifax Health. Live your life well.
Daytona State College is expanding nursing and healthcare programs with additional classes at the Flagler Palm Coast campus. With new state-of-the-art learning facilities, students will be able to finish all requirements for the nursing associate degree, which can be completed in 2 years, then transition easily into the online bachelor degree for increased earning potential. Call 386-506-3052 or visit us online at daytonastate.edu.
Thinking about college? Through Direct Connect, you can transfer from Daytona State College to UCF to complete your bachelor's degree and save big on tuition. In fact, an AA at DSC guarantees you admission to any Florida public university. Find out more at daytonastate.edu.
Welcome back live. Daytona State College and the great soccer field here at Daytona State. It's the Falcons and the Eagles getting ready for the second half. Daytona State with the 1-0 lead, Ted Sofianos alongside Tom James. And what a great first half. A lot of action. Just the one goal scored, though, Teddy.
I have really enjoyed watching this game. And, just when you think Daytona State, they were kind of in more possession of the ball, and then suddenly Polk State comes rearing back, and it could easily be 2-1 Daytona State down.
Well, both teams had opportunities. The one that found the net was off the foot of Elena Diaz for Daytona State. That came in the 20th minute and gave the Falcons the lead, the only score of the first half. Let's show you the highlight. As we got underway here, this Region 8 semifinal, some great saves by these two keepers here in this first half. But there's the shot right there. Elena Diaz Trujillo blasting it past the keeper, Tuzanillo. And the Falcons with the 1-0 lead, and they protected that lead the rest of the way.
Awesome. That's a great heel pass there. We've had some great just moments of brilliance from both teams. Again, I'm sure being at home, you guys have been enjoying watching this game thus far. And there, of course, I was mentioning just in the end of the first half, you had a little bit of sloppy play, and it was Fernandez striking the ball like that twice. Oh, and there was the handball, Tom.
Hey, she knows nothing. Sierra Siepler may have touched it with her left hand. There was no call in the final minute. So No harm, no foul. Accelerate your education by taking advantage of the incredible opportunities offered through Halifax Health Partnership with Daytona State College. If you want a rewarding career in healthcare, find out how we can help at halifaxhealth.org/education to employment. It is 1-0. Daytona State leading Polk State College with 1/2 to play, Teddy, in this Region 8 semifinal. The winner advances on to Saturday's Region 8 championship game. That'll be at 6 o'clock as these two teams make their way back out on the pitch.
Hope you folks out there will follow the scores and highlights of that game. 6 o'clock, you said, Tom, Saturday?
6 o'clock on Saturday as you take a look at Daytona State's keeper, Cassandra Bodie, looking happy and confident, talking to Dorothy Alvarado of Polk State. It's actually Michaela Tuzolino, the keeper for Polk State. And there is a look at Bodie for Daytona State. So both of these teams with a positive vibe headed back out onto the pitch. Ready to go. 45 more minutes to decide this one, and it's been very, very close. Polk State really was not having many opportunities for a long stretch of that first half, Ted, but then late in the half, like you said, they had the shot that went wide and then the other one that hit the crossbar. So this match could be and look totally different than it does.
Oh, could easily be 2-2 right now. And I'm wondering what Jessica Belli must have said, the head coach of Polk State, to, her scholar athletes, mentioning that they were really on fuego toward the last 10, 15 minutes of that half. So I'm sure there was some coaching advice and directives given to the Polk Eagles. We'll have to see if they've made any changes as far as their lineup, as well as, whether it's going to be a 4-4-3, or, a 4-4-2, or 4-3-3, or a 4-2-4, depending on. And when I say the 4 is the first, that means you go from defense to offense. So 4-4-2 is you're going to have defense and your middies, and of course the 2 would be your strikers.
45 minutes to decide this one. Daytona State in the white uniforms. Polk State College in the darks.
Now, as you can see in that great shot that we have right there, you have basically 3 in the back that Daytona is playing. So that's the line of 3 in the back. And most likely, if they have 4 in the midfield, you're going to have a rover. So that's going to be a person that's going to go back and forth and do a lot of the legwork. It's even a harder midfield job than that midfield is already. Midfielders can easily run in a college soccer game 7 to 9 miles.
Seven to 9 miles.
Yes.
Over the course of the 90 minutes.
And you're not doing one of the, the Sofianos jogs around the block.
Which is more like a sprint, I'm guessing.
No way. No, you're putting the pedal to the metal. I mean, you're doing, that's why they practice those sprints, or what we used to call bases. You do a 5, then you do a 10, then you do a 15, and then a 20-yard sprint going back to the original point. I mean, these ladies on both sides are extremely fit athletes.
In your mind, Ted, what is your approach if you're Polk State, down just 1-0 coming out of halftime? Are you overly aggressive, or do you realize we've got a lot of time, let's just play our normal game?
As I was thinking back to that first half, they did have, Polk State that is, had 4 in the defense in the back. I still see that 4. You can still see that line. So I'm not sure what type of configuration they've thought to do now, but I think you will eventually see that, be, I would say manipulated as we go into, the 60th minute, thereabouts, because if you are still at a deficit somewhere around the 60th minute with 30 minutes left, you're really going to start to press. So it looks like they're keeping their game plan right now. But, you know, you could probably see in the next 10 minutes or 15 minutes that they're probably going to change the configuration.
Maybe start to press a little bit more.
Definitely.
1-0 certainly a lot different than 3-0.
Definitely. But as we were mentioning, I mean, it's been exciting. I mean, this game could easily be 2-2. If you want to, you know, if you want to look at that handball again.
I have a feeling there is a lot of action left to be seen in this game as it plays out. A lot of goals left out there over this second half as the tension will continue to build, realizing that the season is on the line for these two teams. One of them survives and advances, and the other one heads home.
And there you can see the house lights are up, nice and bright. This beautiful facility here.
Great job by Trujillo of Daytona State to seize control of the ball right there.
I think what you've also seen, oh wait.
An opportunity, Polk State, a shot on goal, just goes wide.
Did Bodie get a hand on that?
She may have gotten her left hand on it, but what a look right there from Logan Fernandez. She knows it too.
All right, obviously the referee is given a goal kick, so Bodie did not get a hand on it, or at least that's the referee's view.
Bodie covered that one well, but you just feel as though Polk State is knocking on the door right now. It is a matter of time. Can the Lady Falcons hold them off?
Well, I would certainly say Fernandez.
And here's perhaps another chance. It's Earhart with the cross, and Bodie collects it. Great job by Cassandra Bodie right there. The sophomore keeper started every game this season for Daytona State.
Yeah, she's smart there. You know what she was doing. She was letting everybody kind of get upfield, telling them to move up, just what the general should be doing.
Into the 6th minute of the second half. The one goal tonight for Daytona State came in the 20th minute, assisted by Megan Sheehan. Elena Diaz was the one that put it over the head of Tuzolino of Polk State for that goal to make it 1-0, and that is where we stand right now. Lady Falcons surveying the situation. And a kick towards the box. Michaela Tuzanillo from Brandon, Armwood High School. Just a freshman keeper.
That's a great through ball down the right side.
Race for it. Bonnie Lou Pyatt down there in the corner. Eludes her defender. And a shot. Had some sting on it. Bodie able to knock it. She knocked it down, but Bonnie Lou Pyatt has really been among the standouts tonight for Polk State. We've talked about her. We've called her name a bunch of times on the offensive end. What a great freshman forward that she is. She scored a goal in the first meeting between these two teams and had an assist in that game that was back on April the 17th.
Yeah, Pyatt and Fernandez have been a threatening duo for the Eagles. And I think on that last play that when you saw the shot, kind of was poor angle perhaps for Pyatt. Probably wish she had kind of pulled that back a little bit to somebody that might have been in the 6-yard box for the header.
Didn't feel as though there were a lot of her teammates there ready to take that shot, though. Falcons 1-2 and a chip. Head to Tuzolino.
Yeah, surprising that shot was taken from out there. Directionally, it was correct, but it wasn't close enough. That was a good 25 yards out.
Not a real threat.
That was 14. Fernandez with the speed that was just blazing down that left wing side, but it got picked off.
Daytona State team averaging nearly 6 shots per game. They've put 10 onto the goal so far here tonight.
Yeah, definitely above their season average. They're going to need it if they want to beat these Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Not all quality looks, but
see, as a coach, you know, I just would pull my hair out there. Always, there's two kinds of passes you're going to make in soccer, okay? You're going to either put it into space or you're going to put it onto the foot. Mm-hmm. In that particular case, the idea was great, but the fundamental to just kind of push it down that side diagonally, you know, that's a fundamental. No reason for the ball to have gotten inside that far and end up going over the goal line. Great turn there.
We're in the 54th minute. And here's a dangerous play that Cassandra Bodie aggressively makes the run out there to cover. A little bit shaken up, perhaps. She had to beat the Polk State forward to the ball.
I'm not sure. Was it a foul? Or she just might have injured herself a little bit on the coming down there.
Another peek at it as she goes down, and perhaps the back foot.
Yeah, of Fernandez. Yeah,
Fernandez. Yeah, that's right. Just inadvertently, maybe connecting with the back of Bodie's head.
And it looks like no card was given. I think rightfully so.
Inadvertent, and just needed a moment to shake that off as that one hit the back of the official.
Not sure what the referee's calling here.
No, that it did hit him.
No, I've never seen that. You do a drop ball, you get both players there. That I've never seen.
Well, we'll see if Polk State can take advantage of this opportunity. Here is Earhart. Great footwork from Earhart, and a chance, a left footer, and Bodie has just enough of it to brush that one aside and keep the clean sheet. My goodness, that was close.
Cat-like reactions from Bodie there to cover that, because that was sailing in the net. That was going far post.
She saved the lead for the moment for Daytona State. What a great play on that left-footed attempt. So out of the corner. Boyven sends it in, and easily defended by Daytona State. So really no threat there off the corner kick for Polk State. Instead, here's a nice run for the Lady Falcons.
Great counterattack before you and folks watching at home, and it just got snubbed. Nice breakout, though, by Daytona State there to get it back into the defensive third of the Eagles. I tell you, when Fernandez controls that ball, it's like she's dancing. Just great moves. Just from side to side, great balance, great head fakes, and wonderful to watch.
So Diaz had it for a moment as Daytona State resets. Stay with the Lady Falcons. In the 58th minute.
Looks like the referee's calling for a
Subbing in for the Falcons,
substitution.
number 7, Ashton English.
So Ashton English from Okeechobee, a sophomore forward. She has scored a goal this season in one of Daytona State's 5 games, and here is an opportunity in the box. A dangerous situation for Polk State right there, but they were able to get their way out of that one. But Daytona State regains possession.
All right. That was English.
So some close calls, Teddy, on both sides here in the opening 15 minutes of this second half. Especially that great look from Polk State that Bodie was able to make the save on.
You know, Tom, the more we announce together, you must be becoming a very close friend, because no one calls me Teddy, except my mother when she's angry.
I don't know if that's a warning or...
Teddy's fine. Ted or Teddy, or as you like, Tom. Now, if you, especially the old schoolyard friends, you know, my old soccer team friends from college and semi-pro, they call me what you just did. It's, you know, I'm just kidding around with you.
I love it. My broadcasting brethren.
I think this is our 5th time together, Tom. We've done some basketball together, some soccer.
We've done soccer and basketball and some great stuff here at Daytona State, as their athletic program is just second to none, and all of the crew that works while we have a moment on the broadcast team, and they make us look good.
Oh yeah, you can hear the wind whipping. It's you know, it's right now it's going against Daytona State. It is right now with the Eagles. Yeah, Daytona State, they actually just acquired in the last couple of years a men's and women's cross-country running team.
Mm-hmm.
They also have women's volleyball, women's fast-pitch softball, obviously a men's and women's soccer team.
Great golf program. It's second to none, with national championship banners for days for the women's golf team here. And, of course, baseball and basketballs and the soccers. And WDSC. It's the crew that puts all of this coverage on is first class.
Well, I know there's not a heck of a lot of 2-year colleges, programs that have a wonderful facility like WDSC TV here.
Good job by Bonnie Lou Pyatt, biding her time, has it taken away.
See, there's what I was talking about before. You put the ball to space or you put it to feet. That was trying to get to feet, but misdirected.
A chance and a shot on goal. It goes right. Went right at Bodie. Really didn't have to work too hard to collect that one.
But that shot did have some pace on it, though.
Yeah.
You know, There's been a number of times I've watched that go right through the keeper's hands, through the legs, and slowly roll past the goal line. So.
Well, and as you talked about earlier, it gets tricky when you have a wet field. And it's been a little rainy, a little bit misty, and that will cause the ball to skid and do some crazy things out there, and it makes it tough for a keeper to judge sometimes.
Yeah, I remember we would have a coach. So we played a lot of evening games, and he would purposely during the daytimes when we were doing our 2-a-days or 3-a-days, whatever we were doing, he would purposely take the hose out and wet down the field so we would be having to deal with those types of skips to understand the physics of the ball, obviously.
Yeah. Makes a big difference. As Daytona State looks to control the back end.
Now, just now, that was really not easy what you just saw, what Daytona State just accomplished with those passes.
Look at this ball, and unable to run it down was the Lady Falcons.
And that was a nice push of the ball into space.
As you see, English giving chase right there. Coming into the game, Maya Alexander for Polk State College. But, you know, Teddy, right now we are entering the point of the second half. Right about this time in the first half was when Daytona State got this game's one and only goal. It was in the 20th minute. Elena Diaz, obviously,
Alexander
putting them on top 1-0, and we're still there.
And it was kind of what, at that time also, just a few minutes after in that first half, that you saw kind of Polk State kind of shift gears and really started to pin DSC Falcons in their own defensive end.
Zolino on the attempt right there from Amber Legata. She's from Jacksonville, number 22 right there.
And you probably recall, Tom, I was mentioning, you know, that you might see, you know, a change in configuration from, you know, Jessica Belly, the head coach of the Polk Eagles. And I'm wondering if you're going to start to see numbers start to push up in their own offensive end. I haven't seen that change yet, but I believe it's coming. Unlucky there for Polk State. Fernandez on the chase.
Perhaps a point of concern, if you're Polk State right now, is your lack of offensive output going back 3 games. Their last game against Eastern Florida State College played to a 0-0 tie. The game previous to that was the 3-0 loss to these Daytona State Lady Falcons. 3-0, did not score there. The last time Polk State College scored a goal was 4 games ago against Eastern Florida State College in a 5-1 loss. So,
yeah, it looks like you have one team rising.
That is 5 halves without a goal, and the game prior to that, a 5-1 loss. They have not been able to find the net here in the latter part of this season after winning their first 6 matches.
Oh.
But the last 2 matches, no goals. And tonight, into the second half, still nothing to show for.
Oh, that is a great point, Tom James. Good extraction there from the stat sheets.
So with that knowledge, that's when the pressure really starts to amp up for Polk State, because they're realizing, for whatever the reason, they have not been able to find the net.
And I'm sure, because I haven't seen. I haven't seen each game, of course, but it certainly isn't for lack of attempts, because we have seen Pyatt and Fernandez just absolutely hit some rockets.
Yeah.
And they just haven't been on goal.
8 shots tonight. Couple of good looks.
If you just noticed, there was only 2 Lady Falcons in the box, and there was 5 or 6 defenders for the Eagles. You know, okay, so what do you do when that type of situation occurs? You got to go to your outlets. You can't push it into the middle where all the population and the density is. You got to push it out onto the wings. You go out, and then you come back in with a swinger, you know, an in swinger or an out swinger, depending on the cross.
Just to put a bow on that point about the lack of goal scoring for Polk State. The last goal they scored came in the 50th minute of the April the 24th loss to Eastern Florida State. Logan Fernandez scored, assisted by Jillian Johnson. So that was in the second half. So they're into the 6th half consecutively now without a goal.
Wow, that's a dry spell. Whew.
And again, before that game, they had come off 3 consecutive victories, 4-0, 4-2, and 5-1. So they were scoring lots of goals, and all of a sudden the faucet got turned off.
You wonder what changed there. And it's unfortunate to say this, but it becomes almost like a contagion. Because once that dry spell, it almost is like an aura about the team. And you keep thinking, why? Oh.
And a chance and a save by Tuzolino on the attempt. Right there, Daytona State's Amber Legata with a good look. Nearly point blank. Tough angle, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great shot, no doubt. I'm sure she wishes she pulled it to the far post. But honestly, a great attempt, as we're looking at the replay right here.
Great ball from Sheehan, too. And a good job by Michaela Tuzolino to knock that one down.
Yeah, good effort on both parts.
Boy, Megan Sheehan with that terrific ball. Remember, she's the one who assisted on Diaz's goal. So out of the corner for Daytona State.
Falcons, number 5, Leah Collins.
Try it again. Another goal right now for the Lady Falcons could really put this one away. Nia Collins out of the corner.
And swinger. Tough ball, take out of the air like that, but good attempt.
There's Legata with the left foot. NJCAA women's soccer. It's Polk State and Daytona State from the Daytona State College Soccer Stadium. Tom James and Ted Sofianos in this Region 8 semifinal is a collision right there on the pitch with both of these players going down. That is number 3, Isabella Da Silva from Daytona State, as she's able to get back up, but she goes to check on her counterpart. Gabriela Vargas is still down for Polk State, holding that right leg. A great show of sportsmanship for both teams, just to everybody out there giving their all.
So the referee has stopped the clock for a little bit.
Check this out from field level. Yeah, just right on the front of the shin of the right leg of Vargas, Ted.
Oh, that hurts. Know it far too well.
Well, happy to see her up on her feet, under her own power, walking it off. Boy, that's good news. As the referee discusses things with Da Silva.
Some strong words.
No malintent, I don't think. The clock stops with 18:27 left. Still blood. Still blustery. Windy night. But right now is the time that either Daytona State is going to maybe notch another goal to
number 4
seize real
Sierra
control of this thing,
Cycle.
or Polk State finally gets on the board and makes a match of this. Nice run for the Lady Falcons. Ball played ahead. And a corner kick once again for the Falcons.
You know, I don't think it would hurt. It doesn't look like they're going to do it, but you bring another, teammate over by there because they haven't had a lot of success with the corners, and bring that second teammate, and then you kind of dribble into that 18-yard box.
Nia Collins with the in-swinger up top of the box, and back it goes to Collins. And she curls one in, nobody home. De Silva giving chase for the Lady Falcons.
There was one of those that need to be played to feet. You had right there number 3, De Silva, and that's in a short space right there, a tight space. You got to put it to feet.
And a takeaway once again. And Daytona State really the aggressors at this moment. Polk State in desperate need of a real push right here, Ted.
How about the skill level there from Pyatt? My goodness.
Working against Elena Diaz, and both of those players have been real stars here tonight in this matchup.
Yeah, Polk State hasn't gotten something going offensively in a little while. And of course, just as I say that, push it down on the DSC's end, but it's over the line.
As darkness has completely fallen at the Daytona State College Soccer Stadium, in a beautiful facility for this semifinal matchup in Region 8. Again, the winner to advance to Saturday night. A little more than 15 minutes to play.
Oh, there's a giveaway.
And
whoa,
it may be something like that that Polk State needs, and a whistle.
A fortuitous whistle, I would say, for the Lady Falcons. Because there was nobody home if the referee doesn't blow that whistle. You hear that? You hear that communication. They say, person on your back. That's so important as you have your back, to the upfield.
Moving it ahead, Daytona State right now. Another goal might seal the deal.
Yeah, I'd say possession-wise, Tom, probably DSC has had, more. Oh, my goodness.
That was close. They've still got possession. A shot in there, blocked off from Legata. And that may be a corner.
I called it goal, but great effort there, again, by Legata. Legata's come into this game and made a difference.
Yeah, been very active. The sophomore out of First Coast High School up in Jacksonville, Mitty. Legata chasing that one back down, and a third time, and yes, it did last touch Legata.
Oof.
Off that right foot. Big battle for it. What are you? Nia Collins.
I think we could read her lips on that one, saying, "What do you mean?"
Collins, the captain. Well, what's your sense, Teddy, right now with Daytona State? Are they in an aggressive mode? Are they in more of a prevent defense type approach right now? And then conversely, Polk State, I mean, they've got to make a major push.
I would say their biggest problem right now is to not make the, the unforced errors. And that, that's your passing. That's the community. That also, boils down to your communication as well. You just can't afford right now a sloppy error in the back. And, I would certainly want to guard against that and just play to feet, consume the ball time-wise as much as possible. There's a great outlet pass.
Still alive for the Lady Falcons, and that'll be a corner kick for Daytona State. And it'll be Nia Collins headed over there to take this corner kick. It appeared as though she was going to be the one to do it.
Rihanna
Maybe not, so.
Taylor, the sophomore, she's the one who chased down that ball to create the corner. Great hustle from Claremont. Another one kind of local pickup here for DSC coaching staff.
Here's Da Silva, left footer with an in-swinger.
Yeah, we haven't called her number in a while. And let's see, the wind's going to push it out even a little bit. Yeah.
And a shot from outside. Tizzolino hauls it in. Attempt from Diaz, looking for her second goal.
That ball was actually also pushed into the wind, hung up there for quite some time. And yeah, just push it back, get your outlets. That's what you want to do.
Polk State with the wind advantage.
Okay, there's what I was just talking about. That missed trap right there. And now you have the Eagles back on offense. That's what you don't want to do.
Smart play from the Lady Falcons that time. Sandberg just playing it safe.
So I still have not seen the change in configuration for offense. In other words, bringing up another player
subbing in for the
Eagles.
Yeah, as we head into the 80th minute, it has not happened yet as Earhart comes into the game for Polk State.
I will try to, there's a corner that the DSC just gave up. I'll just try to, as we look at some of the full field camera work that we get at times, I'm just going to try to see if I can notice a difference. Now, right now, if I'm DSC, I'm bringing back almost every player into that 18-yard box. And right now I'm counting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, it's almost everybody. You got one player that's not in there. So that's the right strategy right there. You got everybody back in there. Outnumbering right now the Eagles, offense.
Key moment on this corner.
That was not the corner that.
Nope. They easily played out of there by Daytona State. I mean, that was not a real threat at all. A missed opportunity if you're the Eagles, for sure. And how many more will they get?
Hear a lot of chatter. That's really good. Good communication from both squads.
So Mackenzie Strand, a freshman from Fleming Island, Florida, into the game with a touch there a moment ago for the first time. Under 9 minutes. Here's De Silva. Left footer. And just over the bar.
I'm surprised to take that shot lefty. She had Legata on the wing, you know, not marked. Here it is again. Tom, you see there's Legata. Nobody out there.
No.
Nobody home, and took a 23-yard shot. Eesh. Into the wind.
Into the wind.
That's a tough one.
It's Bodie.
Steady.
She has been steady. And she has made a couple of saves that have been heroic. Most of them have been pretty easy, but early here in this half, she had one that she had to dive to knock away, or else this would be a 1-1 game right now. Left footer, way off target.
Wow, sailed out over the stadium. The net that's back there.
Back into the game, Megan Sheehan to replace
Coming in for the Falcons,
Brianna Taylor.
Number 9, Megan Sheehan.
She's got fresh wheels, had a nice sit out for a bit. Dangerous. That's all I can say.
Taken right back away by Maddie Leak of Polk State.
Good save. Didn't save. 6:45 left to play. Can the Falcons hold on? A win within their grip. Grasp or grip.
Well, they're not facing a lot of challenge
No, it
from
seems
Polk State offensively at all.
right. Would you say, Tom, that the game has slowed down quite a bit in these last 10, 15 minutes?
I would have expected to see a little bit more aggression from the Eagles. Get a takeaway.
That's a sloppy pass there.
And they could be able to take advantage of this. We'll see. It's Vargas, and here she comes down the near side. Vargas, centering pass. Chance on the far side. Fernandez, but well done defensively by the Lady Falcons.
I tell you, Vargas, some great skill we just saw, and a beautiful cross.
Oh, and a chance for Daytona State, and it is collected by Tuzolino. In the 85th minute, 1-0, Daytona State still. They got that goal on the board back in the 20th minute. Will it be enough?
Yep, as we just settle down here to the 5-minute mark.
I would never have thought that a goal in the 20th minute would be enough to hang on to.
Yeah, with the firepower that both of these teams have. Oh, boy.
That one right there on the end line, and a little discussion between De Silva from Daytona State and Alvarado of the Eagles. And a yellow card.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted, because now you stop the clock as well on a foul that really just wasn't going to help at all.
It's Nia Collins to the sidelines.
Yellow card issued to the Falcons, number 5, Nia Collins.
You don't want to give Polk State any type of advantage or glimmer of hope at this point. We're literally within 5 minutes of advancing to the finals, and a dangerous moment right there. Polk State able to elude what could have been a disastrous takeaway.
All right, there. You see Daytona State just going to slow it down a little bit. It's probably proper. You heard somebody scream out, turn.
Here's De Silva. Played by Strand. Back to De Silva.
All the way across.
Diaz.
If they're going to talk to her, are they going to find that person all the way across? Yes, they did.
Good ball. And quite honestly, this is exactly where Daytona State would love to keep this ball. Safely on this end. As the clock ticks away.
You know, being a final conference game, Tom, are you seeing the urgency that probably should be there right now from the Eagles?
Well, this is the time to go all in.
Oh. Some tight work right there, some good passing. Errant pass there. Almost on the 2-minute mark. At this point, if I'm DSC, that would be the exact play. Go all the way back. And be careful here, though. You can't be sloppy. And an errant trap there, unfortunately, for DSC. Gives the ball back.
Final 2 minutes. Time is of the essence. Urgency now for Polk State College.
Yeah, if I'm Polk State, I want it on the foot of, either Pyatt or Fernandez for sure. And I'd also be flooding the box with as many blue shirts as possible.
Eastern Florida State College awaits the winner of this Saturday night right here at the Daytona State College Soccer Stadium, regardless of who wins. It will be here with a minute left in regulation.
1 minute to go.
Can the Eagles pull off a miracle and find a way to tie this match? Daytona State would love nothing more than to clear this right now, and that's what they do.
That's an amazing touch right there, but it didn't go rewarded.
And a chance, and a takedown. What's the call? As Amber Legata gets up with a little bit of a limp.
10, 9.
I guess the referee felt that it was pretty much face-to-face, got all ball.
4.
And there goes the game, Tom.
2, 1.
And there it is. Daytona State College has done it. They have knocked off Polk State College. 1-0 is the final.
0.
And they will advance
The
to
Falcons
Saturday
now
night's
advance to the
regional
NJCAA
final right here
Region 8
at the Daytona State College Soccer Stadium.
State Final.
They'll
They will
take
meet
on
the Eastern Florida
State
Titans
College.
here Saturday at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. will be the game time.
Fans,
and
we
an
now
excited
kindly ask you to leave
Lady
to the gate to your
Falcons
right.
team, and there you see number
The same
15,
one
and
you entered.
she's the one, Elena
If you went to
Diaz
visit or wait for
Trujillo,
your family
who
and
scored the
friends,
only
please do
goal
so away from
of this
that
match
gate.
back in
And
the
as you
20th
leave,
minute.
Please help us keep the
And
stadium
they were
clean
able
by
to
placing
hang
all
on, Ted, and
garbage in the trash
they
container.
are all smiles right now.
I'm Jeff Ford.
And in 2
Please
nights,
safely
they will
enjoy the
play
rest
a
of your
chance
night.
to upset undefeated Eastern Florida State College, a team that will come in 7-0-1. Can they do it?
Well,
does Daytona State have a shot to knock off Eastern Florida State?
I'd say, folks, come on down, pile into the stands of this beautiful city facility, and let's see what happens. Just because you're undefeated doesn't mean you can't have a loss coming up in this particular game on Saturday night again at 6 p.m. here at the Daytona State Stadium.
Well, the regular season, take a look at the regular season matchup between these two in a moment. Halifax Health, of course, a proud supporter of Falcon Athletics and is the official healthcare provider for the Falcon Athletic program. So Daytona State. Daytona State will take on Eastern Florida State College. The Titans, 6 o'clock right here on Saturday night for the regional final. Of course, Daytona State lost the 2 matchups in the regular season. We'll try to defeat them, the Titans, for the first time and win the region. Of course, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at DSC Falcon Sports. 1 win away from a regional championship are the Lady Falcons, as tonight they take care of Polk State College in an exciting matchup, 1-0. There was the goal right there in the 20th minute you saw from Elena Diaz. In goal, of course, Cassandra Bodie was able to take care of business and keep Polk State off the board and get this victory. So your final score, Daytona State 1 and Polk State College nothing. Thanks for joining us this season, and that is all for this year. Hopefully we will see you in the stands next year for more live action. And of course, you can find info and more on social media, YouTube. What a great night for the Daytona State Lady Falcons. And that is all for us. For Ted Sofianos and our entire crew, I'm Tom James saying so long from the Daytona State Soccer Stadium. Have a great night, everybody.